welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some test hands here for my Sacred Beast deck, the one that actually focuses on Raviel being the main focus. So with that being said, let's just get started and see how things actually turn out. Alright, so here's our opening hand. Definitely not the best because we did draw into 2 copies of the Shimmering Scraper. That can actually happen, but like I said, it could easily be fodder for a Lure of Darkness, so it's no big deal. But let's just play out this hand and see how things actually turn out. We are going first after all, so it's not bad. We have Dark Beckoning Beast here, we could actually just search out. In this particular case, it is interesting as to what you could potentially go for because there are quite a few plays. However, I'm just going to demonstrate as many as I could possibly do. So with that being said, let's go with well, I'm going to start off with a simple play here, and that is Dark Beckoning Beast can literally just add any card from your deck that actually lists the Sacred Beast. So with that being said, you could easily just go for the Awakening, and you could set Awakening, go for your second normal summon, tribute this off, go for your Dark Summoning Beast, and then of course you could tribute off this, allowing you to summon out one of your Sacred Beasts from your deck or your hand or whatever. We're going to go here for the Hamon, and then from that we're essentially just going to banish off the Dark Summoning Beast, and this will allow us to actually just add whichever Sacred Beast we want, Raviel, just to prepare for things later on, which would be fantastic of course. And then you could set the Super Poly and just let yourself do things from there. And of course on your following turn you just simply activate Awakening. However, with that being said, there is a bit of a reversal play. This is not the most optimal, so I'm going to play out a bit of a different hand here. So we're going back to our original hand over here. So I'm just going to normal summon our Dark Beckoning Beast. This will allow us to search for Opening. And in this particular scenario, we're going to summon our Opening of the Spirit Gates. And this will allow us to summon out our Chaos Summoning Beast, or at least add it to the hand. We could then go for our Dark Summoning Beast by tributing this off to summon this back out, or this card out in the first place. We could also go for an Opening of the Spirit Gates to discard and re-special summon this. We'll tribute off the Dark Summoning Beast, allowing us to summon out our Hamon, like last time of course. And we'll banish this off, allowing us to add our Raviel. We're going to tribute off the Chaos Summoning Beast, allowing us to summon out Raviel from our hand. And banish off the Chaos Summoning Beast, allowing us to then add our Fallen Paradise. So over here, and we're just going to activate Fallen Paradise, and I'll shuffle my deck and draw 2 cards. And draw 1 and draw 2. So we have here not the best, but still okay, you know, because with this particular hand here you have a Super Poly just in case, so we could always just set that down. And we have plenty of discard fodder anyway because we have 2 Shimmering Scraper by the way, and they could easily just add themselves back. If your opponent destroys Fallen Paradise, you have a second copy. You have Opening of the Spirit Gates to go for your further plays next turn. And of course you have a Nibiru here, which is a fantastic disruptor as well. And your opponent's trying to get through a Hamon and a Raviel, which is 2 4K beat sticks. What are they going to do? So with that being said, I'm definitely very happy with this. But let's move on to another test hand. Alright, so this is definitely very interesting here. We've definitely pulled, or at least opened up with the best hand. Oh, actually that's meant to be 5 cards, sorry. So the Raviel unfortunately is not in our hand. But either way, I think we could definitely work out with this particular field here. So what we could go with is, let's go for a Dark Beckoning Beast, and this will allow us to go for well, we're not going second unfortunately, we are going first, so this won't really work out, but it's okay because we could easily just add our Awakening, which is always fantastic to grab. But we could also just go for, over here, let's see, a second normal summon. So we're just going to tribute this off, go for our Dark Summoning Beast, tribute this off, allowing us to summon out, I guess, our Raviel from our deck, and we'll banish this, allowing us to then add our any other like sacred beasts we want. So we go for Hamon, and once more we're gonna now activate the opening of the spirit gates. We could then add whatever we want. I'm thinking in this particular scenario you want to prepare for your following turn, so you're just going to add another Dark Beckoning Beast, and that would definitely set you up for the following turn here. A very good play, and I think it's a great way to strategize with this deck. So with that being said, we could also just set the Awakening. We're going to go for Opening here, which will allow us to discard and special summon out our Chaos Summoning Beast again. We're going to tribute this off, special summon off our Hamon. Obviously bring it out in defense. We're going to banish off the Chaos Summoning Beast, which will allow us to summon out or add our Fallen Paradise once more. Definitely fantastic. You can see how consistent this deck is with actually going for this common play here. But I'm just going to shuffle up my deck. And then we're going to activate the Fallen Paradise and draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. Wow, so that's really powerful because we just got here second opening, so even if they destroy this one, no big deal. We have here Dark Beckoning Beast, which we added deliberately so that we could prepare for the next turn. Of course, we could use that to then add the Chaos Core and go for our fusion or Dimension Fusion on the following turn, which is also a great OTK card. And what's great is we have here a skill drain, so we could easily just set that. So you got 2 negates over here, you have protected beasts, you have plenty of follow-up plays for your following turn. This is the best case scenario for your deck. Alright, so here's a bit of a different hand. Obviously a slight inconsistency in this case, but that's okay because we are playing 3 Raviel, so what did you expect, right? But this will be the final test hand for today, but it is all going first, of course. I'll make a separate video for going second, which is the whole intention of the Raviel deck, to change things up here and go for OTKs, but even so, I think going first definitely does work out really well for this deck. And it does seem a bit similar to previous test stands I've done for Sacred Beasts, but you know what, with more test stand videos that I do, I'm hoping that this is becoming more of an immersive experience for you guys. I'm sure by watching all of these test stands, you guys would be very well versed with Sacred Beasts now, and it should just come off by heart as to how the deck actually works. But with that being said, let's just start off with a terraforming here and just empty out our deck, get the Fallen Paradise right off the bat, right? Then of course we're going to activate here our opening of the Spirit Gates. May as well activate Fallen Paradise as well. This will allow us to add our Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast can normal summon itself, allowing you to then go for something else. Now you want to be able to play as a follow-up, so with that being said, I can't just go for an Awakening here. Like most of you would think go for Awakening, but then you wouldn't be able to go for any follow-up plays. So I'm thinking either Chaos Summoning or Dark Summoning. Very interesting to see what you could potentially go for here, but just for a bit of variety, I think I'll go for the Chaos Summoning Beast this time, because you guys are all too familiar with the Dark Summoning Beast. Even though it would be good to go first, because either way you can't attack, so the restriction doesn't matter. We're going to go for our second normal summon here of Chaos Summoning Beast, banish it off, and, or tribute it off, summon out Raviel, and then from there what we're essentially going to do here is we're going to take the opening of the Spirit Gates, we're going to go for the Raviel, and summon out our Chaos Summoning Beast once more. And from there, what we're essentially going to do is go for Fallen Paradise, so we're going to shuffle up our deck. Alright, so now we're drawing 2 cards off Fallen Paradise, so 1, that's a great card, it's a Disruptor, and 2, wow, another Raviel. That is actually quite interesting, but even so, I think it's pretty obvious what we're going to do from here. We're just going to link up these 2 cards, and we're going to go for a link 2. So in this particular case, you have quite a few options. You do have the Anaconda as well, which would be fantastic, but yeah, you know, you have a few interesting options here. You know, you could definitely go for the Anaconda. I think Anaconda would be quite a nice card. So let's see, or unless we could go for, what is actually quite an option. I mean, you don't even have to go into something, don't we? That would be okay. I mean, we could just go for Pentastag, obviously. I do like Pentastag as an option. But yeah, this is pretty much what we have over here. We could always just banish this off as well. Go for a second copy of the Fallen Paradise if we ever need it. And that would be fantastic as well. But set off the skill drain like always. And keep in mind that with skill drain, it pretty much just negates everything on the field. So because this is in the hand, you still have the Nibiru to actually go off as well. So definitely fantastic, great disruptors. You could see the consistency with this deck. You could definitely do the same things over and over again on multiple turns with slight variation. Sometimes you might want to change up the combos, but that's what this deck is about. You know, going first to actually have all these negates, fantastic. You just want to have the most consistent build as possible and go for your negates, set it all up, and have something to follow up on the next turn. But at the same time, just having different, I guess, varieties or variations, allowing you to be flexible with the deck as well, adds to the fun of the deck. So it's kind of like a bonus, you know, like you have a deck that can set up a board for negates, like the skill drains, the awakenings, even protection from Fallen Paradise, of course. But depending on what you search, you could definitely make the deck interact in so many different ways, and with those variations it just adds so much more fun to the deck because you don't know what's actually coming. However, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely drop a like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video.